Let's talk about some of the industry standard tools that are used for wireframing. So I found this great resource online at creativeblock.com where they did an audit of all the different wireframing tools. And feel free to look around there and see what they have to say. What I recommend for wireframing is InDesign. InDesign is great for wireframing because you can set reusable areas like your navigation and have them repeat across many pages. This is why I don't recommend using Photoshop or Illustrator for wireframing, because you're going to have to redraw elements over and over again, as opposed to just using masters the way you would in InDesign to keep things consistent. Another tool is OmniGraffle. OmniGraffle is for Mac only. If you're using a Mac, it's an excellent tool. It has a library of interface elements that you could drag and drop to make wireframing easy. Another recommended tool is Balsamiq. Balsamiq solves one of the problems we have in wireframing in that some people think that when you show them a wireframe, that's the finished design. So Balsamiq deliberately makes their interfaces look hand-drawn and sketchy so that people know to focus on the function rather than the final visual design. Balsamiq is very easy to use, and it's just drag and drop. Another tool is Visio. Visio has a bit of a learning curve, but if you have a PC with Microsoft Office included, Visio is often already installed on computers, so it's something you can use right away. Now let me talk about what I don't recommend. There are many tools to allow you to make quick and easy iPhone mockups, and the reason that I don't recommend them is you can see that the design is constrained by the bottom of the iPhone device itself. And so every design you come up with has to be forced into that small area. As we all know, when you use an iPhone or other device, quite often the screen can be quite long and you would scroll through it. But when you're using a tool like this, you can't make long screens at all. Now, the most recommended tool of all is, of course, pen and paper. Get sketching right away. Sketch often. Generate lots of ideas. Let's talk about wireframes versus prototypes. What's the difference? Like I said earlier, I think of a wireframe like a blueprint. So if a wireframe is a lot like a blueprint, then your prototype is a lot like an architectural model. When we're talking about physical structures, blueprints and architectural models are each ways of visualizing the final structure. Similarly, wireframes and prototypes help us visualize the final structure of what we're designing when we're designing spaces made of information.